So, if you're in the world of life sciences or biopharma, you know that some shipments, well, they aren't just packages, are they? They're potential breakthroughs, they're valuable research, irreplaceable patient samples, critical medicines. And let's be honest, the logistics can feel like a total high stakes nightmare. But what if? What if there was a way to take all that stress completely off the table? I mean, does this question hit close to home? You know that knot in your stomach the second a critical package leaves your hands? Is it going to clear customs? Is it going to stay cold enough? Will it even show up on time? That feeling, that uncertainty, it can be all-consuming. And this is exactly why it's so stressful. These are the things that keep you up at night, right? Shipments getting stuck at the border, temperature spikes that can ruin an entire batch of work. We're just trying to figure out these incredibly complex import rules. Even one tiny mistake on the airline paperwork can put absolutely priceless research at risk. Yeah, it's such a universal problem in this field, it really deserves its own name. We're calling it the logistics headache. It's that perfect storm of crazy high stakes, complicated rules, and just absolutely zero room for error. So, what's the fix? Well, what if you could just make that headache completely disappear? This is the core promise from GBS Expedite. See, it's not just about getting a box from point A to point B. It's about lifting that entire massive burden right off your shoulders. The real goal here is to let you get back to your actual job. Just imagine it, heading home for the day and being completely confident that your most critical shipments are being handled by experts who care just as much about their safe arrival as you do. That's the goal. This is why we're talking about finding a partner, not just hiring a courier. So how exactly do they deliver on that promise of peace of mind? Well, it all starts with proven, tangible expertise. Because, in this industry, promises are one thing. Talk is cheap. But actual, provable results, that's everything. So let's break down where that expertise really comes from. And this is where it gets real. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. For human specimens, it means being a master of import rules to just fly through customs. For pharmaceuticals, it's all about maintaining a perfect, unbroken cold chain. And for something as complex as a clinical trial, it means planning the logistics with your final research goals already baked into the strategy. And listen, this isn't something they just picked up last year. GBS Expedite has been specializing in pharmaceutical shipments since 1997. Think about that for a second. That is decades of hands-on experience solving the toughest challenges in this incredibly demanding field. All that experience has been poured into building a huge, super efficient global network. We're talking about next flight out services and dedicated onboard couriers to get your shipments from literally anywhere to anywhere, as fast as humanly possible. This is logistics that's built from the ground up for speed and precision. And that level of precision absolutely extends to temperature control. I mean, whatever your shipment needs, from simple ambient all the way down to cryogenic, they have it covered. And that includes the validated packaging, data loggers to prove the temperature was perfect, and even dry ice replenishment, 365 days a year. Okay, so that's the what and the where. But what about the how? How do they do it so consistently? Well, it all comes down to their core philosophy. Let's take a look at the values that drive every single shipment they handle. And here they are. It all comes down to these 5 core values: integrity, transparency, commitment, flexibility, and efficiency. These aren't just some buzzwords on a website. They are the actual operating principles behind every single decision. This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? It's what they call the second mile philosophy. It means they're not just reacting when a problem pops up. They are proactively looking for them, communicating constantly, and doing way more than what's just expected of them. And here's a perfect example of that second mile in action. Documentation guidance. They don't just take your forms and fill them out. No, they provide expert support to make sure your team gets the paperwork 100% right from the start. That prevents those catastrophic rejections at the airline desk or at customs. It's not just a service, it's prevention. So if that logistics headache is feeling a little too real for you, and the idea of having a true partner for peace of mind sounds pretty good right about now, well, the next step is actually really simple. The invitation is as straightforward as it gets. Put them to the test. They are confident that once you experience this level of service just one time, you will immediately see the difference. It's all about earning your trust through action, not just words. You can reach out directly for your very next shipment, or even if you just have a question. The email is operations@gbsexpedite.com. That's operations@gbsexpedite.com. And that brings us right back where we started, to that one essential question. After seeing the problem, the solution, and the deep expertise, are you ready to finally end your logistics headaches for good?